And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first here, we've got high wind warnings out St. Lawrence Island, Bering Strait coast, and Point Hope, Cape Lisburne up to Point Lay here for the next couple of days for northeast winds of 40, gusting 75 miles per hour. From there, looking at satellite imagery, a lot of clouds here over the southern interior, moving from east-southeast to west-northwest and spreading northward. A lot of mid and high-level clouds here up into the central interior areas, and then that trailing back to a low center right about there off the southeast coast, pulling northwestward, and that bringing some rain to areas of the Panhandle today with definitely cloudy skies. Rolling that through again, you can see the next system coming onto the chart here. It'll take a similar track up to the north. And for today, again, rain along the coastal areas of the Panhandle, North Gulf Coast, Cordova, Whittier, Seward, and Portage, all reporting rain into Turnagain Arm, Kenai, or from actually Homer, Seldovia, and in across the Kamishak Bay Area, Kodiak Island, all rain. Kodiak had the heaviest rainfall amount today of 3/4 of an inch falling. Otherwise dry over the interior with winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour for St. Lawrence Island. Lighter winds, scattered showers out over the southern Bering Sea and the western Aleutians. And for tonight, we'll see that another low comes up onto the chart, and the other one pulls northwestward here and dissipates along this frontal boundary as it approaches the western North Gulf Coast, Kenai Peninsula area. Low pressure keeps it wet over the Alaska Peninsula, but wind's not too bad there. Mixture of rain or snow possible for the eastern Aleutians. Mixture of freezing rain and snow here in the forecast for Bristol Bay up to the Kuskokwim Delta, and dry much of the interior here, especially from the Alaska Range northward to the Arctic coast. Increasing winds through the passes of the Brooks Range. Periods of rain continue. Kodiak Island, but not quite as heavy, or winds definitely lighter, and periods of rain with gale and storm force winds here for the North Gulf Coast on down the southeast coast. That continues into tomorrow. Storm warnings here for the Prince of Wales Island coastline, otherwise good gales elsewhere. Easterly winds with gale warnings in Prince William Sound, Southern Cook Inlet, Kamishak Bay, Barren Island areas. Dry over the interior with breezy conditions over the higher elevations. Strong northeast winds through the passes of the western Brooks Range area, and also for the western Arctic coast right on down through the Bering Strait to St. Lawrence Island. Snow or snow showers for the Pribilof Islands. Mixed precipitation here for the eastern Aleutians. Kind of showery for the Alaska Peninsula. And for Monday, still a front here. Flow still from the south. Mild flow keeping it cloudy, mild, and damp with the heaviest precipitation again from Kodiak Island, although changing to showers in the afternoon. North Gulf Coast, eastward to Yakutat. Another system pulling northwestward here, pulling another surge of warm air with it, with a warm front, keeping it very mild and wetter conditions with gale force winds possibly back into the south coast late in the day or Monday evening there for the southern Panhandle. The system out to the west, elongating eastward, bringing rain with it to Adak and Atka. A little bit of a break here for the eastern Aleutians. Not too bad for the northern Bering Sea, but still windy. St. Lawrence Island up to the northwest. Lows tonight, near or a little below zero in the central interior, otherwise 10 to 25 below for the northern interior valleys out to the Arctic coast. Pretty mild here over southern Alaska, lower 40s for Kenai, or for Kodiak, 30s for Kenai, 30s much of south central Alaska, down to around zero for Gulkana, and 30s to lower 40s for the southeast coast. Highs tomorrow, 40s to the lower 50s for the Panhandle again. Another mild day there, especially in the south. And mild here south central Alaska, 30s to near 40 in some areas, lower 40s, Seward, Homer, Kodiak, and pretty mild here for Bristol Bay as well in the Alaska Peninsula area. And the Aleutians, mid-30s for the Pribilofs, around 20 St. Lawrence Island, followed by lows, a little 0 to 10 above here for the Tanana Valley, not too bad. And below zero from the Brooks Range to the Arctic coast, with lows a little chillier in the Copper River Basin there. Some areas down into the single numbers, otherwise upper 20s to lower 30s, south central Alaska, upper 30s, southern Cook Inlet to Kodiak Island, and in the 30s to lower 40s, all above freezing there for the North Gulf Coast and the Panhandle. Highs for the day on Monday, 30s here, south central Alaska, near 40 again. Seward, Homer, lower 40s Kodiak. Cooler here for Bristol Bay into the upper 20s. Highs right around 20 for the southwest coast. And for the southeast coast, in the 40s, with highs not too bad actually here. Still below zero, but not all that far below for the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast.